Look at that. Great big white chunky flakes flying out of the sky. Let's clean the lens off on this. Getting a little bit of lens flare stuff going on there. A little dirty. A little dirtier. Ain't that pretty. Far out, man. Psychedelic, dude. Good Merry Christmas morning, everybody. It is Christmas here at the Little Big Ranch. It's Christmas everywhere. Oh, we had ourselves a pretty good little morning this morning. Opened some presents. Randy made out like a bandit. She got a bunch of stuff, and there's more stuff coming for her in the mail. So I got a hat rack. We're putting all my cowboy hats on. It's up to 10 hats, so I currently have 4. Guess I'm gonna have to buy some more. Anyway, so it's just another day now. We've done our Christmas stuff. Doesn't look like we're gonna be having any real fancy Christmas dinners or anything, so we got chores to do. So that's what we're gonna do now. One of the things I'm gonna be doing, I gotta get this thing fired up so I can change the fuel filter on it, because I think we're plugging a fuel filter up. It was flashing the fuel filter light on us on our way back from town the other night. We did get some, I don't know how well you can see them through the wheels, but we did get all brand new brakes on the front. I was told that it is got good brakes on the back, so we are good to go there. I just got to go and get a trailer hitch for it so I can hook up to the trailer. And one of the things I'm thinking about doing here is I'm thinking about this whole piece right here, where the license plate and all that is. I'm thinking about taking that off, cutting it off, because then I can access the super hitch. And then I need to get tail lights and put in it for right now until we get to the point where we can put the Bradford built on it. Gotta come up with the money for the Bradford built first, because my thought is still, I think I'm gonna take the bed off of this and put it on the brown truck, because the bed on the brown truck is rotten. The sides are okay, but they had that plastic bed liner in it for God knows how long, and it was in Western Washington, so the whole bottom of the bed is rotten. It's pretty thin, so I never really expected that to be a work truck. I just want to, you know, restore it and have it be a fun truck. But anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. One of the things we gotta do today is we gotta get that fired up so we can change the fuel filter. I can change the fuel filter right now, but what I usually do is I fire it up and I let it warm up a little bit. That way the system's primed, everything's ready to go, so that when you spin that new fuel filter on, it's not trying to get, you know, this thing I think has got a air intrusion problem somewhere up on the engine, because it seems to me like it bleeds back into the tank just a little bit. It's either got something leaking or it's got a bad check valve or something of that nature, so it leaks back into the tank. So that's one of the reasons why when it's starting in the morning you hear it kind of go for a minute and then it fires up, is because it's pumping fuel back up into the system. It's better than it was when I first got it, but I still think it's got a little issue there. So I fire it up and let it run for a few minutes, and then I'll shut it off, swap the fuel filter, and then hopefully that solves our problem. We're gonna have to go for a little cruise in it later on to see if it solved the problem or not. And I gotta get this thing here fired up, because I'm gonna need it to clean the chimney if we gotta clean the chimney today. I'm gonna have to scurry my way up there and clean the flue of the chimney out. Today is supposed to be our last warm day for a while. I start with the old reliable here, let her warm up, and while it's doing that, I'm gonna go down and check the fireplace in the basement and see if it's at a point where we can get the ashes out of it yet. There was still a little bit of life down in there this morning, and I see some heat boiling out of the out up there, so Come on, honey. See, that's it pumping fuel up. That's not it struggling to start. That's just it trying to pump fuel up. So there's air intrusion in there somewhere. Okay, well, we got 5. Now, there's just a little bit left in there, but nothing that says we can't clean her out. I had to take that bucket. I'll show you a little trick I learned once upon a time. Figure out how to. Okay, once upon a time I learned this trick. Get yourself a match. This is a good way of checking to see if you're drafting right. Light a match and put it up against the hole. You see how the flame gets sucked into the hole? That means you've got some draft. You see the flame going straight up and down. The second you get it near the hole, it starts to get sucked in there. So that tells me that it really doesn't have that much plug up in the. So when we first bought the house, I just wadded some paper up and threw it in the stove, thinking, oh, it ought to be all right. House filled up with smoke. I got up on the roof and looked down the chimney. I couldn't even get my hand down through the creosote. There was no way, shape, or form I was getting it down in there. It was bad. It was plugged up. All right, that is good. Let it sit here for half a second. there's a really good chance that for the first little bit she's running, it's gonna make all kinds of weird noises. Hear how she's getting all rattly and clattery? That's the antifreeze, not the antifreeze, the ATF making its way through. She'll knock and clatter and bang for a minute, but that ATF is doing is it's going through there and it's cleaning a bunch of crap out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to report I think that solved the problem. I got out there on a chunk of the highway between here and Fruitland and really gave her the ketchup and mustard, and at least what I could, because as you can see, the road was pretty gnarly. Our fuel filter light did not come on, and she's got plenty of power again. I had been noticing that there was a little bit of lack of power there for a little bit. I think it, not that it has power to begin with, it's an IDI. You're doing good at 195 before it goes to the rear, the wheels. Okay, so we're getting closer and closer to mission accomplished on this. And you can see we're down to a quarter of a tank. The thing about this little tractor is that it sucks, it just sips the diesel, so I don't think we're actually going to use much more than that for the rest of the day. But what I'm going to do now is I have my top link set to where the box is sitting like this. It's sitting a little bit harder in the back than it is the front. Reason being is because I want the top link to be able to drag this box along and not really dig in on a different application which I was using it for. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set the top link to where this cutting edge is down a little bit farther, but that also gets the edges, the tips, that also gets the tips of the rippers down a hair bit more as well. I got one more hole I can drop the rippers if need be, but I'm going to try not to do that because I don't want to go ripping hardcore. I just want to break the ice up. So I'm going to start with a top link adjustment and then go from there. There we go. So now I'm going to try and suck this in a little bit. What that's going to do is as I turn this, I'm going to run that there down just a little bit more. So as I turn this and suck it in, it's going to bring that cutting edge up. It's going to bring the back of the box up. I don't know if you can see it moving. What that's going to do is that's going to get me closer with my rippers to the ground without having to really adjust the rippers. This is the same principle as that great big Gannon box that was on the back of the skip loader at the church. Only this is not hydraulic, so it's a little bit harder to make it work. But now if you look, my rippers are sitting on the ice, so now we're going to give that a shot. See if we can't get the rippers to rip through the ice just a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna go. This tractor is really light. One of the reasons why we're looking at upgrading in the next couple of next year, because it's paid off this year. I really want to take it in. I really want to get a 50-60 horsepower machine. I just don't know which one I want to get yet. I'm an 8th Cherokee, on my dad's side, somewhere, shape, or form like that. But the Native American blood heritage combined with my wholesome country upbringing, I can tell who's been in my driveway just by looking at their track. This was UPS guy, 5 going on 6 days ago. Bad part about these boxes on these little utility tractors, there's no down pressure. Hydraulics work one way and that's up. So you don't have any way of being able to hold the box to the ground. So it's just basically bouncing along here. It is ripping. It is ripping the ice, but to get the product that I want, it's going to take way more time than it's worth to try and get anything done with it. So I think we're just going to call it good with getting the snow off the top of it to where we can get around. And then from there on, we're just going to have to kind of wait for it to thaw out. So our other mission accomplished here is we got the snow off of it. We really didn't get the ice off of it. Like I was trying to say, those functions, they don't have any down pressure, hydraulic down pressure. It just floats along once you drop it. So when I get it down, what it does is it just starts bouncing along. I don't know how well you can see it, but that white crap falling from the sky is either sleet or snow. And that has officially ruined my ambition for the day. So, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. That was just the way we spent our Christmas. As you can see, when you live on a small farm or a ranch or anything, there's never a day off. And I'm not complaining about it one dang bit. As a matter of fact, I wish it was a little bit bigger so I could do more. Big changes in our business coming down the pike. I'm going to go over those in a later video, probably the next day or two. It's Christmas, so I'm not really going to go posting anything about it on the company website today, but I probably will post about it on the company website tomorrow. You got some big changes coming in the business, as I've said, and I'll go over all the reasoning for me behind it, and in case we don't catch up with anybody, well, hope you guys have a happy new year. That's probably going to be a day or two before we make another video because it is just crappy outside and it's supposed to get bad tomorrow. So maybe we'll make a frigid zero video. Anyway, Merry Christmas. Hope you had a Merry Christmas because this isn't going to get to you by Christmas because today is Christmas. Happy New Year.